Heyo, I'm Colby from Sanitarian Productions. We're back again with another action figure review. In this episode, we're taking a look at the Masters of the Universe Origins line, Battle Cat. So yeah, you can't have He-Man without having Battle Cat. I mean, you can, but the two just really go well together, like Oreos and milk. You can have them separate, but paired together, they're just awesome. So I was really happy when they actually these things started showing up on shelves. Very, very cool. Glad to have Battle Cat in the Masters of the Universe Origins line here. It was only a matter of time, but yes, the time is over with. So, it does come on a standard, I guess, oversized packaging box for the MotU Origins line here. It's very much got that throwback to the vintage line feel to it. Even with the packaging of these larger beasts. So it very much reminds me a lot of the original vintage line Battle Cat packaging here. So very cool here. The artwork here on the top is just top notch. I've always loved that particular scene. They've updated it a little bit here for the Origins line, but still a very, very nice looking set here. Battle Cat just looks so ferocious there. So, very, very awesome. On the bottom here, we do have the standard copyrighty information stuff. So, this was, 2020? There's a couple of different packaging variations out there. I'm not going to be able to touch on all of them, I know, but there's the new for 21, and then this one evidently does not have those stamps on them. So, whatever. I did pick this one up locally, finally. It took me a while to finally start showing them, but yeah. Side has some more of that artwork. Not a whole lot that you can see in this particular thing. It's more like, I don't know, lava or something here and rocks, but kind of the same thing for this side. No crazy extended artwork. Flipping it over to the back here, we do have more cool artwork here showing He-Man and Battle Cat fighting against Skeletor with Castle Grayskull in the background. Very cool. Along with some of the other figures in the wave, the Sky Sled and Prince Adam, and the features that we have. So, looks like the armor is removable, and the head turns and the tail twitches. So we'll assume that's the battle features. So let's go ahead and get into this thing here. We got a piece of tape here at the top. We're going to go ahead and slice into that. Patow. And then pop this tab thing up. Tab thing here. Fold these down. Pop this up and out. Then reach in here and grab the inner packaging and slide it out. Nothing else included in here, no inserts or anything like that, but that's cool packaging. We'll toss this back here to the side for the time being, and let's see what we got here. So here is Battle Cat out of the package. We got a couple of those crazy tie things here, so I guess we want to slice those off to begin with. Some of them are on the front, some are on the back, so I guess we'll just have to make do here. Let's just pop that one and pop that one. Reach back here to the back and pop that one. Reach down here and pop that one. Then we got these here in the center. Pop those. There's 3 of those. Then one around the mouth. Or 2 maybe around the mouth. I don't know. I think that's got it. Let's see if he'll get out now. So the horn here is kind of stuck in the plastic. So we'll kind of work this around and then lift that out. So there we go. And then we got some more rubber bands that we'll deal with. But there's all of that. They're falling apart like crazy here. Trying to clean that up to begin with. So there's that. We'll toss this behind us. And let's see here. We do have, it looks like a couple of rubber bands here. So let's slice this one here at the neck. That one looks like it goes through the front teeth. And then we've got a couple more here at the nose. So let's cut that one. I think we're good. I think that's all we got there. Ooh, his jaw opens. That's awesome. Alright, so there we got Battle Cat. Let's go ahead and zoom in here. Now we don't have quite so much packaging to deal with. We can get a slightly better view about right there, I think. Get the camera to not be shaky. Alright, so let's take a look here. It looks pretty cool here. Sculpting on this thing looks pretty awesome. You can see the fur sculpted on. That is awesome. The paint job looks fairly decent. It's what I would expect with the tiger, the green and yellow stripes. So very cool looking. The saddle kind of doesn't have much of a texture, but sort of does. And then rotating it around here, the front here, they've painted the eyes on the helmet. Some nice sculpting details on there though. Very cool. Some more cool little things here. So this is kind of weird in that it looks like a two-tone paint job here. So you've got the kind of matte red here, and then these knobs and things are a glossy color, and then the spikes here are also that glossy color. So that's kind of odd, but interesting. I'm surprised they didn't do the same thing up front on the helmet. It still looks pretty cool. Past that, there's not really a whole lot. I mean, it's got some cool sculpting going on here. So you can see his little foots and stuff. And then on the bottom, we do have the cool paw prints. I don't know if that's anatomically correct or not, but it looks cool. I mean, it's a fantasy cat, so who knows about anatomically correct? Who knows that stuff? All right, so action feature wise, the helmet does pop off, and it was very loose here. So I don't know if you can get it to snap in place at a certain point here, or if you just gonna have to fiddle with it. It's not too bad right there. But as you can see, looking forward, it's a little weird in that it's got some play to it. So you may have to, again, it's really loose. But for the most part, it looks fine. You'll have to fiddle with it, is what about all I can say there. It comes off very easily, so, but I guess there is a snap point there to keep it from going off his head. So yeah, I think you just got to press back on it far enough to get it to lock in place, and then it doesn't easily come forward. So if you shake it, it's not going to come off. So that's good. It looks like they got a little paint slop there or something going on. But pop that head off. We can see the face. Looking at the side of the face, it looks really nice. It very much feels like that original Battle Cat version. He would be like that. Although, and I guess maybe it's the ears back, which makes more sense, but it makes the head look a little small. Looking at it from the front, the green eyes definitely make it look odd. And I don't know how better to describe that. It's not terrible, but it definitely looks slightly odd. But I don't know, most of us probably are not going to display it without the helmet. You're probably going to have it in battle cat form with the helmet on. So yeah, I'm not going to be too upset about it. From the side, it looks great. The painted eyes definitely give it that filmation look. So the cartoon look of it, I think I don't like that. I don't know. I'm not sure about that, but I don't really know that I like that painted eyes. But I might have to get a second one and take the eyes off. But so well, before we get to articulation here, because it is articulated, if you've kind of seen already, we do have the saddle here. It's a piece of a strap here on the front, or the bottom here, that goes all the way around his chest, I guess you could say. It has a peg and peg hole kind of thing. So you pop that little peg hole off, and then this slides out. The rest of the saddle lifts off, and it's very light. But then, so there's the saddle by itself. Looks like what you would expect here, but it is very light compared to my remembering of the original Battle Cat. But looking at Battle Cat without the saddle, it's not too bad. He looks like a big green tiger. So the head, again, may still be scaled just a little bit too small, but it's not bad looking. It's about like what you would expect it to look like. So if you're new to the Masters of the Universe land, then this may be odd to you, but for those of us that grew up in that world, this is kind of what I would expected here. They did a pretty good job here of sculpting everything. No issues with that whatsoever. They have a nice little curve to it here, so yeah. And then to replace it, you just kind of stick it back in there. It seems to line up pretty easily here, so I guess that's based on the sculpting of the actual tiger. It just seems to slide and lock kind of in place right there. Then we take this little strap here at the bottom, flip it around, and just kind of pull it tight until we get one of those holes to line up, and then press in on it. So I don't know how long that little bitty, it is tiny, that little bitty peg right there is going to last play-wise, so that may be the first thing to break off here, but not that big a deal. That was one of the issues we had with the original vintage line too, was the strap system, but that's not bad at all here, so I like that. I guess we can move on to articulation now. We'll leave the saddle in place for this, but we do have the head that kind of is on a ball joint, so it rotates around, so it doesn't go straight left and right. It kind of swivels down and around, if that makes sense here. So looking at it this way, he can look up, up. So that's kind of cool. The neck is also on just a pivot joint there, so it pivots up and down. So we go up like that, down like that. Then he swivels however you want to, about like that. But the head itself does not actually rotate. It turns on a pivot joint is what it looks like here. We also have a hinged jaw, so open mouth, rawr, closed mouth. Not bad. It's a little bit weird. I think it's the paint apps that make it look a little bit weird here, so, but about what I expect. Moving past that here, the arms, they are just a straight swivel. So they go forward about that much, backward about that much. And we've got a swivel and a rocker here at the, what would be an ankle, elbow joint. But it tilts forward that much, and it does go 360 from there. and we don't have any articulation at the paws, so it's just the top shoulder joints and then the bottom swivel elbowy things here. The back ones are pretty much the same. They go back that far, forward that far, and then we've got that swivel rocker on the edge of that, which again is not bad at all. Then the tail itself swivels all the way around and rotates up and down. It very much reminds me of some of the the Jurassic Park toys, with the way their things work with their tails. Very cool looking though. It's nice that that is articulated and can swivel and has that rocker on it. So you can get it to go in a pretty good amount of variations. So yeah, I guess what we need to do now, let's put his helmet back on here. And that actually snaps in place easily, but it is crooked, so you'll have to probably jiggle it a bit if you are trying to get it to go, but it snaps in place very easily, so that's nice. We're going to grab He-Man here. Where is He-Man? Here we go. He-Man. So this is the standard figure that's available pretty much everywhere for He-Man. So you can see scale-wise, He-Man, so with Battle Cat, his head all the way down, he stands about the same height as He-Man, which is cool. I like that. Then if you go up with it a bit, he can be a little higher, but with the helmet on, he can't actually articulate up too much without wiggling things around, which I hadn't noticed before, but that's cool. Width-wise, he's about the same width as He-Man if you pull his arms in. So, pretty cool. Then, let's see how this works here. You just take He-Man and set him in the saddle. I'm doing this at a weird angle, so there's He-Man in the saddle. There. Grab his legs there. He-Man in the saddle there. It looks really nice. He sits in place very easily if you can get the legs to go where you want them to go. I'm actually surprised at how well he stands up with his legs being in weird, awkward positions here. So that's actually cool. Battle Cat, not He-Man. So yes, He-Man sits on the saddle very easily. Looks pretty cool here. So no issues with that whatsoever. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have anything to hold on to, which is fine. His legs kind of hold him in place. So if you do take him up and around, he's going to slide off in battle pretty easily. So you will have to kind of hold him in place. You could probably get some little rubber bands to put around his legs and to strap underneath, the same as the saddle is going, to keep him in place if you're playing really rough and don't want him falling off. But beyond that, I mean, it looks fine. There's probably room for another figure behind there. So like Tila would ride back there, I guess, if she was needing a ride. You could have Man-at-Arms back there, whoever. Should sit there just fine. I don't really have another one sitting here handy, so I can't demonstrate that. But yeah, I mean, it looks really cool. And it's nice to have He-Man and Battle Cat together. So that's pretty awesome. Alright, get rid of He-Man. He had his review already, without knocking everything off. So yeah, there is Battle Cat. All in all, it's a cool figure. These things sold for, I want to say, what, 25 to 29, something like that, at retail. It's a little expensive. You know, the $20 range is fine. Again, your mileage is going to vary. It depends on the stores and everything else, but you know, $20 for this particular figure, beast, as you might want to call it, not a bad deal. It's an oversized figure, so it works well in that scale perspective. If you're paying $15 for a regular figure, another $5 for a slightly bigger beast kind of vehicle. Not a bad deal. And it is Battle Cat, so you kind of need him. I guess if you're new to the franchise, you probably don't need him, but for those of us already in that mindset, you need Battle Cat. So yeah, it's a pretty cool figure. It's nice to have a single pack release of Battle Cat. I think they have since released Battle Cat with Battle Armor He-Man in a 2-pack, which I haven't seen in store yet, so I don't know, but by itself, this single Battle Cat does great. It's a pretty good representation of the character. There's not really that many flaws. I mean, the helmet is a little wonky, but it manages to work pretty well. The head without the helmet on there, also a little wonky, but not too bad. The saddle works fine. The articulation is fine. I mean, the original vintage line did not have any articulation, so anything is better than what that was. Although that was pretty great at the time, so won't complain about that. But yeah, it's a cool figure. I mean, it's Battle Cat, so you kind of have to pair him up with He-Man. So I ain't mad. It's cool. If you haven't already, I definitely recommend picking this thing up. They are still out in store shelves. I saw one not too long ago when I was at Walmart. They actually had quite a few of these on the shelves, so yeah, it should be fairly easy to pick it up. So availability is starting to get better. So yeah, be on the lookout. If you haven't already, I would definitely recommend picking this guy up. He's cool. It's Battle Cat. That's all the time we've got for today, so thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. Drop some comments down below. Let me know what you think of Battle Cat. How does he fit into the rest of your Masters of the Universe world? How does he pair up with He-Man for you? Yeah, anything else you want to mention? Put that down there in those comment sections. That's what they're there for. If you haven't already, feel free to give us a subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. All that good stuff. And that's it. That's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.